Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Poducer, the podcast for producers. Today we're joined by Manic Focus.
Hey, how's it going?
Yo. Dude, we always start out with just like a fun little icebreaker question, which is, what was your first concert that you went to? Like, the first one you can remember.
The Pretenders and B-52s. Yeah, with my aunt and uncle and my dad and my brother. And I think I was 7 or 8, maybe 7. That was the first one I remember. I think they maybe dragged me to a concert before that, but that was the first one I remember. And yeah, Pretenders opened up for B-52s, and it was a great time.
Where was that?
In Boston.
Okay.
Yeah, Massachusetts, upstate Massachusetts, I think.
So you said you went with your brother, Joe.
Yeah.
Right? And Joe is your manager also.
Yes.
What is it like having your brother as your manager? Because just something about me, I'm here with my brother right now. In one respect, it's really great to have your brother because they know you better than anyone else. They got your back in a way because it's family that no one else can. But at the same time, I know we butt heads. Does it ever get complicated?
Yeah, all the time. He keeps me on my toes. He's interesting about writing music or making art is if you have a sibling or a parent, that he's brutally honest with me. And so if I make something I like and he doesn't like it, I usually don't put it out. So I have a lot of songs where I'm just catering to his taste, and then a lot of songs where we both like it, and that usually is a hit. So it's been good. He's really good at the business manager, social side. He's an extrovert, and I'm an introvert, so the balance works out really nicely. And he can make connections and maintain connections pretty well. But I mostly just like having like a small group of friends and making music. So in order to survive in the music industry, you need to have a pretty big network, and he's kind of a pit bull. Like he's can be the bad guy, and he's fine with being that. So I am kind of a softie, so I don't like being mean. So to survive in the music industry, he's been a godsend. But yeah, we fight quite a bit, but we're figuring it out every day. So
Fair enough. My brother's kind of a similar way. He's kind of a shark. Like,
Yeah.
He'll just go for it, and I'm a little bit more on the soft side. I'm like backstage talking to people like, yeah, man, like if you want to do an interview, like we can do it, but also no pressure. My brother's like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
So it is good to have people like that in your life if you're a little bit less like push. I don't like being pushy,
yeah.
Like, yeah.
He pushes me, but he's not super pushy. Like he pushes me to be a better musician and producer.
Like he challenges you.
Yeah,
Dude,
he challenges me. Yeah.
that happened to me the other day. My brother was like, you need to get more organized. I was like, no, dude, I'm organized. And then I thought about it. I was like, no, you're right. I actually do. Even though when you said that, it kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And also, you said that he's like your litmus test for like whether you put a song out. Did you guys grow up listening to a lot of the same music, like going to festivals and stuff together? No?
We didn't go to any festivals really. Like we mostly just listened to the radio. He was big into hip hop. I was more big into like rap rock, and then he got me into the local hip hop scene, and then I dove into that and started making beats, and then he introduced me to his friends who were rappers, and I made beats for them, and then my friends made beats, and he's always been a decent gauge. It's just interesting because it's like I know what I like and my tastes are, and they're pretty diverse. He's got a very specific kind of mainstream taste, so if I go way outside with like my sound and I'm like, this is expressive of me, and it just goes over his head, or just he's like, ew, this sucks, it's like cute, but it's but I'm like, well, I guess it didn't work on this dummy. I just think
Fair enough. We're talking about you over here a little bit. Yeah. So you're talking about, you go outside with your sound, like what are some sounds, some interesting maybe new methods of production, genres of music that you're into right now or exploring, something that excites you in the studio?
So I don't really think too much about genres. I'll listen to DJ sets sometimes and just pick out little sounds that I like, and I'll try to replicate them, or I'll ask a friend like, how do they make this sound? I really like that, and then try to elaborate on the idea. There's a lot of tutorials out there that'll give you a rough baseline for how to make a certain sound, and there's some guys who are really good at replicating sounds of popular songs. I don't really try to just rip a song, like a sound. If I'm designing sound, I like to elaborate on it, and usually I love playing with LFOs and making womps and wobbles and rhythmic patterns that swing a little bit, that have like a bounce or some sort of swagger to it.
Yeah, I always was being taught, like, when making music, like, oh, it's great to dissect a song and try to, like, recreate it, but I just never found that interesting. Like, I know that it's a good teaching tool, but, like, yeah, I'm kind of more with you on that, where it's like, I'm not trying to emulate other stuff, even if it's a good way to learn. It's like,
Yeah. And sometimes I think that's where the genre thing comes into play, like where all these subgenres in EDM. It's like somebody designed a sound or a couple of sounds, like a lead or a saw, and they got really into that and they made a hit song with it. And then all these other artists go in and slowly deconstruct it.
Yeah.
And so then you have a bunch of songs and then you have a genre.
for sure.
And so like with me, it's like, okay, I'll do that for like one or two songs, but I don't want to dedicate my whole sound to chasing that. I don't want to, but I appreciate it.
No, it's cool. People have different brains, like more analytical,
Yeah, I'm really analytical, and so like I went to college and did mostly analytical essays for English, and so reading books and looking at like, they were like, analyze this, and you're just like, okay, just deconstructing novels. And so when it comes to music and listening to it, I like deconstruct it in my head, and I'm like, what part do I really like about this? Usually it's the drums, but drums I think are a really specific part of being a good producer, and being able to actually know what your taste is in a kick and a snare and a hi-hat and a fill. That's the most defining part in being a good producer. It's like really knowing your drums. And if you're making ambient music, then there's no drums in it. Then it's like, what is your layering? What is your pad? What's the environment?
What's your reverb, dude?
Yeah, what's your reverb and delay situation? So it's, music's beautiful because there's so many ways to explore it and be creative with it. And especially in the electronic space where you don't have to hit record and try to like mess with the knob and catch it in one take. You can like take your time and
program it.
Yeah, program it.
For sure. So, you wear a lot of different hats as an artist. You have to be a producer. I guess you don't have to be a producer. You can get someone to ghost produce your tracks. But like, you also tour as an artist, and you've been doing that for a while. Is there anything that you do, like a preset ritual that kind of gets you in the zone to play a good set? Anything over the years?
No, I just try to quiet myself and, drink some water or Red Bull or energy drink, and I jump around a little bit maybe and
Shake off the nerves type of thing?
Yeah, and I mostly just get anxious because I want to be on stage sooner than later, just because I want to because you can set up and rehearse and practice all you want, but when it comes to performing, you never know what's going to go wrong. And you can have a perfect performance and that's amazing, but a lot of times the longer you do it, you notice things go wrong in almost every set, or there's a mistake and you beat yourself up about it. But when you've done it for a long time, it's like, I want to just get on stage so I can
get going.
And if this problem arises, I can fix it and faster, and then it seems like a flawless set, and in your head you're calculating, you're like, okay, now I can change this and this and this, and then it'll be less problems on stage and less until it's like until you're having fun again, you know.
For sure, man. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Let me check how much time we got to, because I gotta. Oh, we're chilling, okay. But I just wanted to ask you, kind of, like, you started the project like focused on, Manic Focus being like the side of you where being a little scatterbrained, whatever, but then also finding focus within that. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong there. There's like, a lot of your project has been open about mental health.
Yeah.
Would that be accurate to say?
Yeah, that's accurate. I have bipolar 1, and so I dealt with a lot of manic episodes and depressive episodes, and I've just had a lot of mental health issues in my life for the last 20 years. So.
And have you found that like the music, like have you been able to help that with the music and also help other people that might struggle with similar issues to yourself through the project?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I play music and make music, is because in the end it's like that's my medicine, so I try to make my medicine. And if I can't make my medicine, then I'm just like kind of depressed, because that's all I really want to do.
Right.
Because I've taken so many medications that just have like tossed me around. And so being able to like make something that heals yourself, or play an instrument that heals yourself, is like an amazing thing. And so I try to appreciate it, and I get anxious when I'm not able to do that.
Dude, I appreciate your openness about it, man. I was a little nervous to ask you because I know it's a personal thing, but I think it does help other people talking about it. And, from your internet presence, it seems like you're very open about it. So, I mean, I think just that in itself helps other people feel like, oh, I'm dealing with my own shit too, So I appreciate that, man. All right, well, I asked you what your first concert was. We always kind of wrap up with like, what was the most game-changing concert, like amazing, impactful concert? Maybe it's a recent one, maybe it's something from a long time ago that really just like blew your socks off.
Definitely the Moby Play tour when I was 13. That was the one where I was just like, wow, this is amazing. He had Paul Oakenfold opening up on the decks, and then he went out there with the guitar and this amazing live band from all over the world. And he did the Play record, which was the most influential album, I think, for me, because it's electronic, but it's breakbeat electronic.
It was like that big beat era kind of.
Yeah, kind of, like with the Crystal Method and stuff. And
I love that.
But he really like went way out there with, because he's a DJ, he came from DJing in the clubs and stuff. And so to hear him on the breakbeat kind of pop, electro pop, not really, I don't like to call him Moby pop, but like to go on the tip of like making that record where every song just like melts into the other is amazing. And the live show was incredible. I remember that, and seeing how like funny he was on stage made me think like, man, that he's having fun, but it doesn't seem like too far from something I might like doing in the future. I was 13 at the time, so
wow.
That was that was over 20 years ago.
Yeah. Dude, Moby's an interesting guy. I was listening to him talk about like on this podcast, I think with Rick Rubin or something. He picked up a rattlesnake. He's like, I knew I was meant to pick up the rattlesnake. I was like, dog, that's crazy. But I mean, I actually was in Ireland not too long ago also, and like played B-sides, that album by Moby, and like just driving through the countryside of Ireland. I was like, this is perfect. That song Porcelain, so good. Well, dude, I really appreciate you sitting down with us, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
And if you guys made it this far, we'll catch you next time.
Yeah, peace.
Dude, thanks, man.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that, dude.